The year 1939 arrived with great tension. Across Europe, people felt a growing unease. Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, had bold plans. He wanted to expand Germany's borders. The Treaty of Versailles, signed after World War I, was a source of anger. Hitler promised to overturn it. He spoke of a powerful new German empire. The world watched, and many hoped for peace. But the signs were ominous. Austria was annexed in an event called the Anschluss. Then Germany set its sights on the Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia. European leaders met in Munich, hoping to avoid war. They agreed to Germany's demands in a policy known as appeasement, but this only made Hitler bolder. On September 1st, 1939, the waiting ended. German forces invaded Poland from the west. 2 days later, on September 3rd, both Britain and France declared war on Germany. The Second World War had officially begun. Germany's invasion of Poland was swift and brutal. Within weeks, Poland was defeated and divided. After Poland fell, a strange quiet settled on Western Europe. This period became known as the Phony War. British and French troops faced German forces across a fortified line, but there were few major battles on land for several months. Both sides built up their strength. Soldiers waited and civilians wondered what would come next. The calm was deceptive. Germany was planning its next moves with great care. In April 1940, the quiet was broken. Germany invaded Denmark and Norway. Denmark fell in a single day. Norway fought on for longer with British and French help, but Germany's control of the air and sea was too strong. The main German offensive in the west began in May 1940. German forces launched a surprise attack on France, Belgium and the Netherlands. The German blitzkrieg tactics proved incredibly effective once again. In June 1940, France surrendered to Germany. Britain now stood alone against Hitler in Western Europe. With France defeated, Hitler turned his attention to Great Britain. He planned an invasion, codenamed Operation Sea Lion. But first, Germany needed to control the skies. The Battle of Britain began in the summer of 1940. The German Air Force, the Luftwaffe, launched massive air attacks. They targeted British airfields, factories and cities. The Royal Air Force fought back bravely. Despite the destruction and loss of life, British morale did not break. Prime Minister Winston Churchill inspired the nation with his powerful speeches. By autumn, Hitler postponed the invasion of Britain indefinitely. In June 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. Initially, the Germans made rapid advances, but the Soviet Union was a huge country and its people began to resist fiercely. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The next day, the United States declared war on Japan. Germany and Italy then declared war on the United States. The conflict was now truly a global war. Nations from every continent were involved. The German invasion of the Soviet Union faced immense challenges. The vast distances of the Eastern Front were difficult for German supply lines. The Russian winter of 1941 to 1942 was incredibly harsh. The Soviet Red Army, though initially battered, continued to fight. Partisan groups also harassed the German forces behind their lines. A major turning point on the Eastern Front came at the Battle of Stalingrad. The battle lasted from August 1942 to February 1943. In the end, the German Sixth Army was surrounded and destroyed. This marked the beginning of the Soviet advance towards Berlin. In the Pacific, another crucial turning point occurred in June 1942. The Battle of Midway was a major naval battle. The United States Navy decisively defeated the Japanese Navy. After Midway, Japan was forced onto the defensive in the Pacific. The United States began its island-hopping campaign. In North Africa, British and American forces defeated German and Italian troops. This secured the Mediterranean for the Allies. From North Africa, the Allies launched an invasion of Italy in 1943. The fighting in Italy was slow and difficult. The year 1944 saw the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany in Western Europe. On June 6, 1944, known as D-Day, Allied forces launched a massive invasion. They landed on the beaches of Normandy in France. This opened a major second front against Germany. The fighting was fierce, but the Allies established a foothold. They began to push inland. Paris was freed in August 1944. Allied armies advanced across France and towards Germany. In December 1944, Germany launched a final, desperate counteroffensive in the Ardennes. This was known as the Battle of the Bulge. After initial German successes, the Allies pushed them back. The effort exhausted Germany's remaining resources. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Soviet Red Army continued its relentless advance. Soviet forces pushed German troops out of Eastern Europe. They fought their way into Germany itself. On May 8, 1945, Germany officially surrendered. This day became known as VE Day, for Victory in Europe. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan announced its surrender on August 15, 1945.